Yeah, I was looking at that like I thought you had paused it.
Do you know what?
Okay, we're here. We're here. Sorry. Apologies. You went live, but just not live here. So we're here.
Let me update this one because I want to make sure we are.
Hope to God it's working.
This is why we start our day with the live
It
streams,
is because
isn't
there's
it?
so little we can go wrong at that point. Okay, we're good. We're good. We'll start fresh. 3rd anniversary live. We're having a delicious scotch, courtesy of Ian. It is more than good. Hopefully you guys will join us.
Wonderful wee dram.
Little celebration. We'll repeat this because we already messed up a stream, and by we I mean me.
All good.
But we're here.
We are here.
Not like we're in a rush to leave anyway, so.
Nope. We're here for the next hour for you guys.
I know. Okay,
we're
back
here.
All right, back into the questions.
Back into it.
Here
Where are we at?
we go.
Where are we at? Blame the scotch. I wish we could, Juan. I wish we could blame the scotch.
Wasn't
We've not had
drunk
enough of it yet.
If 3 sips get you drunk, something's wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, these are mostly people just coming
Too
back
funny.
in. Okay, here we go.
Too funny.
Robbie's asking, should I get a putter fitting or a putter lesson first? Good question.
That's a really good question. Robbie, chime back in and tell us what it is that's kind of going wrong. I think part of our experience or our delivery of a putter fit is actually partially a lesson, more so than any other part of the fitting experience. I think so many things that we can help you with, whether it's setup, whether it's how to deliver the face square. I mean, we literally dismantled the camera from the putter studio, where we just reviewed a brand new putter training aid.
It was quite interesting.
Yeah, that manages your stroke and it also manages the delivery at the same time. So
yeah, true.
I think those two coexist really well.
I think that's right, especially when you can come here and have a putting lesson with John, putting instructor.
Absolutely. I mean,
John
Swatsky's our in-house putting guru, and I hear him giving as many lessons as I do putter fit. So you will end up with a recommendation by the time you walk out the door, but
definitely,
it's often with a few extra tips to help improve it.
Which is everything you need. Okay, we need a quick DJ air horn ready. Cheers. Yes. 3 years. Cheers, pal. Ooh, cheers, everyone.
Cheers to you guys.
That is something else, that stuff.
Smooth as a baby's bum.
So good. Okay, we will continue. 3rd anniversary special. Golf watch or rangefinder for you guys? Laser and Arcos for me, 90% of the time.
Laser and Arcos for me, 100%.
Yeah.
So Arcos, even though I use CaddyLink, I still keep the app handy. I want to know kind of different things, different measurements to the front edge of the green, the back edge of the green. I really like knowing how much to fly a bunker.
Agree.
Really kind of knowing where to take out the bad miss as well.
Manage your game better, isn't it?
Manage your game.
On-course training for it.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay.
Lots of Charlie Woods. Chatting.
How good does that swing look?
In the comments here, lots about young Charlie. Incredible. I really hope that's.
I hope he just is.
I hope he sticks with it. I hope he loves the game.
And hopefully his short game and putting are as good as that swing looks and everything. He's got the sauce. God knows he does.
I mean, technically to have a swing that good.
I know, when you're 11.
Is ridiculous.
It is ridiculous.
You know,
he has such a head start.
Yeah.
By the time he's like 25, how much further ahead he would have been.
Something we never talk about in the channel. Chad's got a question there on biggest golf etiquette pet peeves.
Oh, okay. Biggest golf etiquette pet peeves. Full-blown cell phone conversation on the course or on the first tee.
Yeah.
If it's avoidable. If you need to take a call, I don't fault anyone. It happens to everybody. But like doing it when you don't really need to be on a call, and I've played with people who like put their phone down.
Yeah.
And I have a buddy of mine, Dan, who's notorious, but he only does it when he has to. And if when the phone rings, he's like, I really have to take this. Like, no problem. But people who are on it just constantly, and it's for like leisure purposes, saddle.
No.
And other than that, ball marks on the green.
Yeah,
I find just like, it's such a simple thing to do, and it makes the course.
It's lazy.
It is. It's so lazy.
Divots, bunkers, pitch marks.
Those are mine.
Just get that stuff because it's just laziness just to walk away and leave that stuff.
There's no excuse.
No good.
No excuse. I agree.
No good. Lots of slow play mentions. Yeah, I mean.
At times, yeah, definitely.
You know what really gets on my nerves? Is when people, just simple things like when you go up to a green leaving the bag on the wrong side of the green. Right,
Yes.
so your exit point is to the right.
Adding
and
20 minutes.
just
to every hole.
because your golf ball is on the left, you've dumped your bag there, and you have to walk then back across, and then
Yeah, you add time.
that stuff bugs me.
I have to say though, as much as the slow round is annoying, nothing I hate more than people up your ass all around, pushing you, trying to play a 3-hour round in a foursome, and honestly, a couple times this summer, even at my club, guys, I'm looking back from the fairway like, we're gonna play in 3 hours and 45 minutes, walking, 18, get away from me. Like, leave us alone. I hate that.
A cheers to young Michael. He's watching. Hopefully you've got a wee dram. I'm not sure if you do,
Mikey, cheers.
cheers
Pour
to you,
yourself
pal.
one.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that is so good. All right, what else can we take? Charlie,
Guys,
what's what in the bag? Yeah,
Let us
telling you.
know. Let us know. I mean, we'll kind of self-indulge a little bit here, but let us know what's been the highlight since you've followed the channel. It might be in a year, it might be in 2 weeks, it might be in 3 years, and you might be in there from the start. What's your highlight since the channel started? What do you like about?
Love to
some
see a
stuff
few
we have
comments.
done?
Then maybe we'll go through our highlights.
Yeah, we'd love
Trying to plug the YouTube counter in here.
We'd love to see that, and I think we'll share our same thing. I mean,
Definitely.
there's no doubt about it. For us, the day Autoflex walked through the door is always going to be a bookmark moment, isn't
Has
it?
to be. It's one of the biggest highlights for sure.
It always will be.
Cobra F9 was a big highlight.
F9 was probably the biggest wow factor, the first big wow factor we had.
Every PGA show has been a milestone memory of its own for many different reasons.
That's a great point.
They've all had their own flavor.
Vincent's asking what has been the best video from the last 3 years. I'd love to hear what you guys think on that. So,
what is the best video from the last 3 years?
We have done many videos though that we have said there's more value in some more golden nuggets in there. But we won't do views.
No, I know.
It's not one for the views. Like how to prepare for for your club fitting session. I think that's literally the title. How to prepare for your club fitting session.
Yes.
Is the title of it. I thought that was good.
Definitely. There's a bunch like that are sleepers in a way. Maybe not the highest views, but
I know. Brian McAllister, our pal who hooked us up at the Renaissance Club when we were supposed to go and do TXG sessions there.
We were going.
Brian was saying the chat with Simon Dyson was his favourite.
Really? Good.
Yeah.
It was a great podcast.
It was a great podcast. So on that, I chatted with Simon on Saturday.
Right.
We had a little call and just a catch up. I haven't spoken to him in a while. He is going to be in Dubai at the start of the season. We are hoping to be out there at the same time.
Yes, sir.
If we do, we will definitely catch up with him and
do a couple videos maybe together.
Do some content with him, and
no brainer.
I mean, I think to do something with him, and maybe just pick his brain, because people want to know the way you hit it, right? Iron Byron. If you guys were on the live this morning, you saw that driver test that rad speed versus LST. That couldn't have summed you up any better. Right? You tested 2 drivers live on camera. You hit 8 drives and you hit 0 offline.
Right.
But why doesn't that translate into being
so true? Why can't I play golf like that?
Yeah, an elite golfer. You're a very good golfer, but elite as in somebody who can make money playing.
Yeah. It's the execution gap. I was talking to Gareth about that too. I would love to hear what Simon thinks. There's a clear execution gap from a practice setting or a testing setting to a game setting.
Yeah. Lots and lots of people saying they love the Raflewski stuff.
Good.
My dad's saying literally everything you put out adds value, but he loved the Raflewski stuff the most. Eric's saying the same thing. The wind video with Gareth, he loved.
Good. Well, Gareth will be happy to hear that. I know he is anxious to get back on the channel with us, so you will definitely see him again.
Yeah.
No doubt about it.
Honestly, the amount of people coming in for the Gareth videos,
it's great.
Is amazing. Okay, well that's
a highlight.
That's good. That is good to see.
Needless to say, it's a highlight.
It is.
This is great. You guys have a million highlights in here.
That's awesome.
Sammy, famous Sammy getting fit.
Famous Sammy.
That was one of the big ones.
Yeah, I think when Rob came up.
Yeah, Rob Kennedy, that was a big one too.
Kennedy, that was a brilliant one. I think Rob's progression in that session was great.
Yeah, it really was.
And I think the Sammy one and Rob one. So I think high handicapper fit was Sammy.
Yes.
What was Rob? Mid. mid-handicapper fit.
I don't remember what Rob's handicap is, but he was one of
He
the
was
two.
like 15,
Yeah, something like that.
something like that. So
And obviously Rocket Ronnie with the, I think Ronnie's with the woods, his hybrid and fairway wood fittings were good because
Yep.
he was a bit unique and needing more elevation. It's not something we usually do, so he was. I think a ton of people liked his Zexio videos too. Were probably a little.
I think anytime we've had Ronnie in the channel, you guys have had such a great reaction to it. There's a lot of people out there who can really relate to Ronnie and his speed and his game and how we have to kind of work on different things to try and manage those
Absolutely.
for Ronnie.
Absolutely. Good practical applications.
Yeah.
For sure.
Definitely.
Fantastic. Well, lots of good memories in here. Go back and look through these later.
The Nyon Choi fitting.
Yeah, that was a sneaky good day, wasn't it?
Yeah, podcast with Andrew Rice. Ball position and tee height videos, getting into the detail and the instruction.
They changed the channel for the better, didn't they?
They did change the channel. Yeah, the tee height one, the tee height, ball position, and should
Iron
use
tee height. Those three videos are like 1 million views. It's
that's
crazy.
That's the first time, especially tee height was the first time we enjoyed a semi-viral moment.
Yeah, that's the closest we've ever been to a semi-viral video. I'd love to see 1 million more tee height videos. We just have to come up with them. Come up with some more ideas. All right. You want to take a little break? We'll answer some questions.
Let's do that.
Answer some questions. What can we take?
Let's get in there.
Good. Guys, throw regular equipment questions in now.
Throw some stuff in for your own.
Appreciate all of your input. Oh, the hole-in-one video. Yeah, that was something.
I mean, I'm seeing videos here going back. I forgot before we done with Mike Taylor, Artisan.
Well, the amount of videos we publish now, you can actually need to be reminded of them.
Yeah, I mean, we went through a spell where in like a 2-week spell we had Rick Shields, Peter Finch, Mark Crossfield.
That's right.
All on the podcast.
We had everybody.
A couple of weeks.
Yep. Yeah, the podcast we had some serious guests on.
Yeah.
Prestigious guests.
Yep. Okay, Craig, how do S-taper shafts compare to Tour Issue X100s? I think generally you feel S-taper to be a little bit on the smoother side. From a launch perspective, I think the tendency is that they would fly a little bit higher. S-taper is a merge between C-taper and KBS Tour, right? So you've got the stability of the C-taper, you've got the feel and sort of launch characteristics, maybe more similar to the KBS Tour, the original. So I think you would find that to fly a little bit higher than an X100. X100 is still the most used and trusted shaft on the PGA Tour. So many people have just advanced their game, and then that's the shaft that they progressed into, and they just stuck with that.
Yeah, they probably played their best golf with it and stayed with it. Quick one here. Ben's asking, does a shorter driver shaft mean less spin?
No.
It will not, Ben.
No, it does not.
It may mean more.
Yeah.
It may mean the same.
No guarantees for what that means.
No, could be anything.
We had someone actually recently in who I was telling you this earlier on. We had someone in recently who's not a driver user.
That's
never
right.
really
That's
trusted their own driver, and they can just drive with a 3-wood or a strong 3-wood, and they can hit out there 250 and good player. But we ended up building them a driver. So they didn't like longer drivers, but we ended up going 46-inch with them, and got them to. We basically gained about 45 yards in the fit. Crazy. And got them delivering it pretty much perfectly with the 46-inch. So I think a lot of the time people's experience of not enjoying a driver or a certain club is all to do with just the club isn't right for them.
Yeah, so true. It wasn't fit properly ever. You never experienced I was probably like that myself.
Yeah.
I always felt like I couldn't get along with a driver, but now I probably 4 or 5 drivers I could play.
And the reason he ended up going to 46, because at 45 he never made that much of a jump in speed between 43 and 45. It was maybe 1 or 2 miles an hour in club head speed. So and this is why he never played driver. He's always like, why would I?
Yeah, what's the
point?
point?
I hit 3-wood, on point.
Yeah, what am I going to get 12 yards and
And his ball speed went from sort of 141, 142 with the 3-wood up to 155 was his highest with the driver. So as I say, went from 250 to 295, just because we enabled them a little bit to gain that speed, and then we got to work setting the face angle, the launch and spin, getting all that stuff right. But Guys, I feel like times like these, I'll call them a band-aid. If you need to go super short, it just means you're probably not in the right driver.
Probably not hitting it the way you want.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Is the Rad worth the upgrade over the F9? I'm going to say most likely.
Yeah.
There's probably a couple people who
would.
maybe wouldn't, but I would say most of you, myself included, would enjoy the new one better.
If you are really good with your F9, probably not.
Right.
You know, if you're probably
If you're lasering it and it's perfect.
If you're really, really good with it and you don't really see much a difference testing other drivers, maybe not. But I definitely think of all the Cobra drivers we've tested since we started TXG, Rad Speed's the best.
It is. Yep.
Rad Speed is the best.
It's looking me in the eye as we speak.
Absolutely.
Rad.
We had a European Tour, legend really, multiple time winner, one of the best players, Ryder Cupper.
That's right.
Messaged me through the week,
about that.
asking me about that. Said that he'd been watching the channel and
Wants to see that ball speed.
he was like, that ball speed looks really impressive off Rad Speed. He's like, what do you think? Do you think it's something that I could benefit from and that sort of thing? And
So good.
yeah, people are really, that's got the attention of so many people.
Which is very interesting. I would like to see a few of these pop up in uncontracted bags. That would be a very big validation. We've seen it with TSI and Sim and Ping. A little bit of Callaway. Brooks played Callaway. I don't know that I've seen too many uncontracted players. What's wrong with me? Playing this. That would be great.
Yeah.
That'd be great to see.
It definitely would be. Definitely would be.
What else we got? We do not have the new Wilson irons yet, guys. So if you're asking, we don't have them.
No.
Will we have them? Probably, eventually. Not a rush.
Yep.
Not a rush.
Absolutely. What else is in there?
Just keep diving into some more of these.
Lefty, congrats to us. Thank you, my friend. You've
Lefty?
been with us
Forever.
Yeah,
forever.
That's the thing. There's so many of these handles and names. We see so many of your pop up in every single live, and it's just great to see.
It is. It's nice.
It really is.
Some familiarity. There's hundreds and hundreds of names that we recognize, which is great. Okay. What are your favorite clubs of all time? That might be a fun one for today.
Beauty, isn't it? Right, you go.
Did we just do this? I swear we just did this.
Go putter. Favorite putter of all time.
My favorite putter of all time. I really liked at the time that little Scotty Red X.
I loved my Red X.
I was pretty obsessed with that.
Yep.
So that would probably be my putter. What about you?
Looking back on it, I loved my Odyssey Triforce.
Oh yeah, Triforce. Yeah.
Yeah, Odyssey White Hot Triforce.
Oh, yeah.
Loved that.
Driver. Let's do one more.
Yeah, driver. Sim for me, I think.
Really, you're going that modern?
Yeah,
Oh,
that modern. That says my favorite ever driver because I've driven it the best I've ever driven it, and it's not even close.
No, it's
from
true.
An accuracy, length, consistency. My dad, my favorite putter is my next one. Love that. That kind of guy.
I know. That's how I feel about most clubs, to be honest.
What about you, driver? What's your favorite?
I'm always going to be partial to the
G400.
Yeah, for modern stuff, G400 LST was like a special one. But if I had to go retro-ish, I'll remember the Nike SQ, the original Sasquatch driver, not the square, but the standard one. That was the first driver I bought myself for like full money, not used, nothing.
Diamana shaft in it.
Diamana blue, watered down version, I'm sure. That was like the first thing I actually think I had a Pro Launch blue in it or something ridiculous.
Right.
But anyway, I loved it.
Probably did, yeah. That was
like a Pro Launch red or blue, and anyway.
Yeah, both of those shafts were.
I swear I had it, but yeah, that was a trip down memory lane. I loved that thing.
I mean, we were chatting earlier on about nostalgia and people being attached to certain clubs from certain eras of their game.
Yeah.
I mean, I think you're more attached to how you played with it at that time.
I totally agree.
Trust me, if we brought some of those old clubs that we are attached to into the modern era, they would be amongst the worst clubs on the market
They'd be dusty
today.
by anything.
Awful. We remember playing good relative to other ones in the marketplace now. But I mean, trust me, if you brought a 983K, if you brought an R7, into the market and tried to compete, you know, a TSI by Ping, Ping and ISI.
That's right, that
An
old
ISI.
ISI versus a 425 or
And
something.
that was probably the best at the time.
That's funny.
But if you put that next to a Rad Speed, a G410, any of the new stuff we see kind of being leaked out there now, it would just be bad.
Yeah, I agree.
Bad.
Nostalgia is just that. Okay. That's a good question. Does lightweight grips affect swing weight? I'm thinking of getting the Wind Dry Tech Light.
They do.
That could be quite a bit. Dry Tech Lights.
They'll give you a little bit more of a feel of the head weight. It won't necessarily impact the golf ball with more mass, but you will have the sense of more mass because the balance point is lower down. So,
Lovely.
Yep. David's asking, David Whithoft, I think he pronounced that. How would the 913 driver compete? Tell me it's time to upgrade. David, please.
It is.
Please. The 913 wasn't even a good one when it was out.
Wasn't even good that year.
Never mind 7 years on. Yeah, it's time, pal.
Treat yourself. Treat yourself. That's a good quick question here. Timmy's asking, is it safe to order a stability shaft without demoing it?
Yes.
Seems like the tech helps.
Yes.
If you're willing to pay the money, it's not going to hurt you by any
Definitely,
means. It will
definitely.
likely give you some benefit.
I mean, you could probably make a comparison to Puring with that one.
Yeah.
It'll do nothing to hurt you.
No.
Zero.
Impossible that it would hurt
Zero.
you.
There's only upside with both of those things.
Good point. Nice way to remove some variables, obviously.
Definitely. Yeah.
Okay. What happens to all the clubs that I test? Most of them are from the fitting drawer.
Yeah. they're
99.9% of the time.
in the drawers behind us there.
If they aren't, then we have a staff bag full of stuff.
Yeah,
We have to get a bit of storage because it's getting a bit of hand. But for the most part, they're used the same ones that we use when people come in the shop.
Yep. Joy's asking, should you still get fitted for a driver if you're in the middle of a swing change? Not a great time, Joy. If you're in the middle of a swing change, don't see too many people changing. Especially if you have to pay for it. It's different maybe if you can get something to tide you over that eliminates your miss or manages your miss or something like that. But you know, and that's if you're a PGA Tour player or you're contracted with someone.
It's true.
But I think if you're paying for your own golf clubs, I would hang fire till those changes settle down a little bit.
I agree. Don't make it more difficult on yourself.
Definitely.
All right. Yep, thanks for all the congratulations, guys. Appreciate it. When it comes to the TXG Galvin Green polos, yes. So we got ours, Ian and myself, mostly to make sure that it looked good and it was the way we wanted. So I'm quite confident. Not surprisingly, Galvin did a good job.
I mean,
so
it's subtle, isn't it?
It's
I mean,
nice.
it's not
Yeah.
like it's not obnoxious.
At least
It's
you guys tell us what you think. It's about the size of the Galvin Green little G here on the sleeve. So now that's not to say that the shirts that we end up selling, maybe the logo ends up on the chest or something, but these are the shirts. We're happy.
We like them.
I think you will see them soon. We have to get some other stuff shipped. If you're waiting for a towel or, well, no, you wouldn't be waiting for a towel at this point. If you're waiting for a t-shirt or a hoodie, note that the boys are working absolute like overtime.
Yeah,
so they're working their asses off.
Yeah, they're
to
trying to
those
get
out.
out those. They're trying to get them out, trying to get them into Santa's sleigh before Christmas.
They'll be in the mail certainly before then, which is good.
We had one of our customers out in Australia was trying to get it out to Australia before Christmas, and
We tried. It just wasn't going to happen.
Yep. Not just the quantities that they ended up coming in on. It was
great.
a little bit too much.
We were
which is great,
overwhelmed.
but, we'll definitely be sitting in some stock, and we've got some more stuff coming. We actually chatted with those guys, so we're actually going to be able to ship direct, which will be more efficient.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so they're going to set us up with this custom portal.
Fantastic.
Everything will go direct to the customer from the factory. Way easier.
That's great, guys. Yeah,
Way
that'll be good for everybody. Everybody involved. The head
Yes.
covers are still coming, guys. Towels and head covers are in transit. As you can imagine, transit is very busy this time of year. Probably the busiest Christmas by mail ever.
By far.
I'm saying probably.
close.
Of course it is.
Course,
It is
yeah.
the busiest Christmas by mail.
Honma TR20, Aaron's thoughts, love them. The PVX, all three, love them. Really, really good. I'm very impressed with them. They combo really nicely. I think at the X in the hollow body construction iron is a real sleeper. Not enough people are paying attention to that one. It is a really good iron.
This is a good one. Adam, what's the one rule you would change in golf immediately? Start with that.
I mean, the more, so I was chatting earlier about the European Tour player that was in contact with us, and he was saying basically the amount of guys now that are kind of in the 180s ball speed wise
Really?
on the range is
Staggering?
staggering. The amount of guys, I mean, you look at Charlie Hoffman. Charlie Hoffman was a 170 guy. I saw his ball speed at
Is he really?
193.
Charlie Hoffman.
Was a 170 ball speed guy. Now he's at 193.
Wow.
His swing doesn't even look remotely the same. So he's kind of like really lengthened the swing. He's working on some different stuff.
Jeez.
I would like to see a maximum length on the driver and a minimum loft.
So you go, just for argument's sake,
45 and 8.
45 and yeah.
Yeah, but Bryson's using a 3.5 degree driver.
Yeah. No, I agree, because there'd be a trade-off. He couldn't
Yeah.
just keep swinging faster. He'd have to do it with technique. It would change it. And yeah, I personally, and I think you're the same, rolling the golf ball back seems like the crappiest solution ever.
Yeah, I don't want him to do that.
I think what you're describing is reasonable, or at least it would be worth a discussion. The golf ball one just makes me go, no, stop. Just stop talking.
No, it's not going to happen.
Okay. I personally, I'm going to hopefully be the voice of the recreational player. I'm all for playing the game traditionally,
Yeah.
but I have to say, when you're playing in a tournament or for $5 with your buddies, and you play on a hole, and there's a million divots in the middle of the fairway, especially a layup par 4. We have one at Cedar Brae. It's notorious, tough shot. You get it in the fairway, you're happy. On 9, everyone will know the hole I mean. But everyone wedges from the same place. So there's 400 divots, and I've only played in like 3 or 4 events, and I'm not exaggerating. 2 or 3 out of those 4 times, someone in my group made like a double or a triple. One of them was in the club championship.
Really?
So I get it. Play it as it lies is generally makes sense. I just think fairway, in the middle of a fairway, the ball goes in someone else's divot. Maybe they replaced it, maybe they didn't. Maybe it has sand, maybe it doesn't.
Yeah.
I don't personally think it's fair. I get that it's fair if everyone plays it the same, but like, is it really, like, does that really help people enjoy the game more when you could hit the best possible shot and receive a worse result than the rough? Because the rough at most courses is fine. I'd rather be in the rough, light rough, than a divot any day.
Absolutely.
Why the hell would you, unless it's the US Open, you don't want to be in a divot. But that's what I think. I've always thought that the divot thing is kind of stupid. I'm not saying that we should be lift cleaning, placing the ball all over the damn place, but I don't know. The divot is just, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I think it sucks.
No, I
Personally, I
completely
think
agree.
it sucks. And Adam will chime in on this too. Strategy to grow the game with youth and women. I would say clubs everywhere need to chill on rates and guest policies. So like, for me, I should be able to bring Lindsay as my spouse for 4 holes. Like I shouldn't have to pay a full green fee, and I do it, but she'd come more often if she could just play a few holes, or she could have a little bit of clubhouse access. She doesn't need a full membership. And I'm only talking private golf. I'm saying golf in general, just people that are trying to learn, that want to go for an hour or stuff, make it easier for kids. And it's not, it's unfair to say only women. It's anyone who wants to get into the game that is intimidated by it.
Yeah.
Just enough of all the crap, the fluff, and like the rules and the intimidating, like enough of like starters being grumpy, and like that's what needs to stop, all that stuff. You get like a really nice person at a course, has a decent policy and rate in place to help you out, you can have a great experience. You could be the difference between taking golf up and being, screw this.
Really, one thing I hate
crap.
about golf clubs is when a small group of members effectively
Dictate.
they just dominate that club.
It happens a lot.
They take the times that everyone else wants, and they kind of collectively group together to kind of dominate that club. And they're very dominant around the place and stuff like that. Whether
Happens
it's the
everywhere,
clubhouse.
doesn't it?
Everywhere. Every course has that, and it does stop people interacting as much at the course and
I
those
agree.
types of
Well,
things.
you want it to be a nice free environment.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with having a group of friends, but you're right. When people start thinking what's good for me and 20 other people, it's not really the way it goes.
Definitely.
But
Definitely.
good question.
Lots of love for the divot.
Good.
Lots of
I
lots of
just
that.
think it sucks, honestly. It's just such a stupid rule. Like, if you're playing hockey and there's a giant chunk out of the middle of the ice, they stop the game, they repair it, and they keep skating. Like, it's just zero.
While we're on, this is a bit of a long shot. Any friends of ours, channel friends, community members in the Dubai area, the Abu Dhabi, Dubai area?
Sorry, I'm just going to change this slightly.
let us
This
let
is
us
the
know.
best. That's better.
Let us know. We'd love to know.
Because we gonna be there soon enough.
We gonna be there.
We need a place to stay, don't we?
We've got places to stay.
I'd like to stay at the top of the Burj, if you don't mind, if
Burj
it's available.
Al Arab.
Is that in the budget?
Yeah.
Let's turn Super Chat on, and then we'll stay at the Burj.
Yeah, we're excited about that one.
So excited.
No PGA show this year, so we have been talking about doing some content with some various outlets,
Some outlets and individuals.
individuals and outlets.
Yeah.
So
That's going to be fantastic.
yep.
We are stoked.
So we're excited to be heading out there the latter part of January and doing some outdoor testing and on-course reviews.
We'll attend the obvious fancy events that are there at the time, the Abu
Yep,
Dhabi
HSBC event, which is good. I think we just saw this morning, JT and Rory confirmed that they will be out there playing.
Field was already pretty damn good.
Yep. Mac is out there, our good pal Mac Boucher and
Mac
Rebecca.
Attack.
Rebecca are out there
That's
right
right.
now.
Seen some hot golf from those two.
Mac is
He's getting better out there, I think.
he is
Seems to be shooting
he's
some good
playing
scores.
great. He texts me all the time like he's shooting 67s and
for him.
68s for fun and
So he's
it's
striking it.
good. So he's really striking it.
Must be rolling the ball well, too.
Yeah. Yep.
Fantastic. Are we Raptors fans, James? Absolutely. How could you not be?
Yep. Yemen, let me know if do you know Mark Bruce at the Emirates? Because I love that course. Not that obviously we'll be able to play there because the classic will be on while we're there. But
Let us on. What else are you doing?
yeah. Matty, how did you get involved with TXG? Huh?
Allow me to reminisce. This is a good time. We should reminisce.
We should.
About 3 years and 2 weeks ago today, I don't know why you did this, but you let myself and Sean Clement come here to film videos.
You want to know the truth? I didn't. It
Cam?
was Cam.
Even better.
So I think, was it you that called or
No,
Sean?
Sean called. So I said to Sean, like, we really need to get a Foresight for videos, and
Yeah.
he agreed. So he called Foresight, probably Aaron.
Yeah, that's right.
Canadian
Yeah.
Foresight. And I think Aaron said, TXG has a brand new studio, go check it out.
Mm-hmm.
Ian won't mind. And
Yeah.
you're right, Sean probably either called you or Can and said, do you mind? So I showed up with camera stuff. We were setting up. You came in and you were
In
like,
this bay,
you were kind of like, what the flying?
down the line
you know, what is
camera,
happening?
side on camera, very reminiscent.
Yes,
of
that's
today.
right. Very much like today. So we did that.
Yeah.
You did 3 videos with us. I
Yeah.
know you fitted Sean for iron shafts. You fit me for a driver.
Yep.
We did TrackMan and GC Quad comparison. So
Mm-hmm.
I want to say we filmed 3 or 4 segments together.
Yeah.
And then we were coming in once a week just to do some Sean's membership platform. We were
That's
doing
right.
some filming for that, which is great. And then I think you and I were just chatting once.
I
And
think
then
that-
we
yeah,
ended
this-
up setting up a meeting for the week after.
I know.
That
we
was-
sat down after filming and
That was like a week ago today, 3 years
Yeah.
ago.
yeah, I was just sharing some kind of visions I had for content that I wanted to
That's
do
right.
for TXG, and I was, like I'd said this before, but really impressed with kind of the setup, the professionalism. I was really impressed with the first set of results. From
Yeah,
the
it was-
videos and
they did
stuff
well,
like that.
didn't they?
They were really good, and
They really did.
it's pretty cool.
That is how we came to be. I mean, the funny thing is when it's like, this place is 20 minutes from my house,
Yeah.
and I do think that we probably would have become acquainted another time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's the only way we would have met, but I think
No.
it was good because we met a lot earlier than we probably would have. I feel like eventually, honestly, I would have eventually probably come here
Come
for
on for a
something and
fit
been
or
like, come for a
something.
fit. Because I wouldn't not want to do that for myself if I became aware of it. So it's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Pretty interesting.
Well, it's amazing how it spawned other things for both of us, and the trips, and
Ah, it's so true.
all these different experiences we have, and the PGA show, and some of my favorite moments. Looking back at our the videos we've done. Actually, I was looking back at some of the behind the scenes videos.
I know, they're so much fun.
They were some of the, to be honest, some of the best ones.
I wish more people watched them.
I know,
I really liked making them.
but there wasn't. I don't think there was much.
There wasn't enough going on, maybe. There will be in the future.
Yeah.
There will be more going on in
But the thing is,
future.
like, a lot of people in the early days, it's probably a little different now because
Yeah.
we're sitting on camera drinking scotch.
It's a bit different, you're right.
It's people would always be like, you guys are very serious on camera,
That's true.
that sort of thing. And then that was us being us.
It's true. It was our
those
way
times.
of giving the little bit of casual flair to it.
Yeah.
But now you're probably right. We probably do a bit more of that within a video. So.
I know.
But I think behind the scenes stuff will resurge as we build the team out and we do more filming and stuff like that. So don't take that as it's going away. But it's so fun to reminisce on that stuff.
Yeah. Nathan is a good question. Ian, do you ever take shot shaping into account during the fitting? I've never seen it come up in a fitting video explicitly. Just curious if and when you might check into that with a player.
Interesting.
The reality is, Nathan, there are so few people have control of the golf ball going in one direction, never mind have the control to put it in multiple.
I agree.
If we work with really elite players, absolutely. We make sure that they have full up, down, left, right shape, control of their golf
And that
ball.
player will want to do it. They'll just start hitting those shots with you and say that's good, that's bad.
Yeah, that's it. Is it something that we sort of put onto the player in the fit? No, probably not.
No.
I know what you're capable of, and I know what you're not within 3 or 4 shots anyway.
Sure.
I know what your tendencies, your misses are looking like. Literally, the numbers explain it all. Yeah. It's kind of like you're standing there and you're getting a full X-ray of your golf and soul.
You can't hide.
The minute you start swinging on GC quad, we get your dynamic lie angle, your face, your path, your angle of attack. All of that stuff, we just exposes who you are as a golfer. Exposes the conditions you struggle in, the turf you like, the turf you don't, the soles that are going to be good. Honestly, within 5 minutes, we know exactly who you are.
So true. Yeah. No, absolutely. Hit the ball in play first, then worry about how it got there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Worry about how it curved there.
Absolutely.
Okay. What else we got? Let's take. We were late. Let's go to. You good till 4:10?
4:10. We definitely are.
We will be on till 4:10, folks.
Definitely.
Okay. I don't know if we can answer this. I feel like everyone knows the answer.
The answer's yes.
Yeah, everyone knows the answer.
But it's not. It's
we
not
won't tell
soon.
you about them.
Yeah.
So yes, Mark. Yes.
Yes.
I wouldn't wait for them tomorrow, but
No. Don't let it influence your decision right now if you do need something right now.
Yeah, gotcha. What are we drinking? Zach is asking. Ian was kind enough to bring in some of his prestigious Macallan 18.
Macallan 18 for the lads.
And it is, needless to say, good.
Mm-hmm.
Drink. Delicious. Puts you in a nice state, doesn't it? Just
It's a nice wee glow.
calms you down.
Kevin McHugh is asking, fastest way to get from 160 ball speed to 180. And that can be from 140 to 160, 130 to 150.
20 miles.
How do you gain that 20?
That's a lot of gains, isn't it?
A lot of gains.
20 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Sequencing, number one. If you're bad sequencing, if you have great sequencing, then probably dig up a different tree. But for me, I found that, not that I've picked up 20 miles an hour in ball speed, but to gain some ball speed, sequencing is a huge one. Quality of your turn in the backswing.
Andrew Rice had a great little post exactly on this. I think it was yesterday. Let's see if it's still on there.
Rice? Mr.
There
Rice.
appears to be 3 key areas to increase club head speed. Number 1, understand appropriate methodology.
Mm-hmm.
Become stronger, quicker, and more flexible. And number 3, practicing to swing like a maniac.
Oh, really? Okay, just physically you need to do it.
You got to swing faster. That's the one thing I see in people's way when I'm working with them is just they don't give themselves permission to swing fast. We talked about it in the videos I done with Tyler. That was a good one. That gained 10 miles an hour club head speed.
It was a great video.
In 30 minutes. That was one of my favourite ones.
Still get comments like almost every day.
Yeah, that was one of my favourites, and I think part of that is just allowing yourself to truly freewheel it.
Yeah, you have to.
Gotta
You
let
have
it
to
go.
let it go. You have to, and I was trying to do it in our last live to get that 400-yard drive. You have to almost stop caring about where you hit the ball in the face, because if you're thinking about any technique or worrying about the result, you'll slow down like 10%. It kept happening to me. You have to really close your eyes and pray for the best.
Truly, exactly. Henrik is asking, what's the most fade bias driver out there? I truly think at the minute, Sim is the most fade bias driver. In its neutral position, it's fade bias. Move that weight to the toe, it has 4 degrees of adjustability on the face angle. So you set that open and weight in the toe, that's the way to go.
That is as fade bias as it gets.
Yep.
This is good. Thomas said he has gone from 155 to 170 in 5 months just watching our videos.
Love
Fantastic.
to hear that.
15 miles an hour is no joke, Thomas.
Yeah.
No joke. That is life changing.
What is your highlight? What's your highlight of the channel so far? What's that one moment?
So
that
hard to
sticks
do.
out?
One moment.
Yeah.
Boy, that is rough, dude.
So I'll go, because I
Okay,
think mine feels a little bit easier.
Okay.
Say the one moment, but the one thing that I love about the channel, outside, I mean, this is cheesy, but outside of obviously the bond we have now, but
of course.
that's a given. I think is when you read the comments from people who say, I really didn't like golf anymore. I really had been disillusioned with golf. I'd lost my kind of love for the game, but now hearing the things you guys talk about, and going through the different clubs or learning experiences, that sort of thing, like I have my love back for the game.
That's amazing.
That's the best thing for me.
That's hard to argue with, isn't it?
Yeah.
That is really hard to argue with. I've seen comments like that before. I've even seen comments saying, I don't even play golf. I want to think about taking up golf. I read that once and I was like, you have got to be kidding. But it's amazing. Mm-hmm. It's definitely surreal to feel that you're in a position to provide anyone with some like inspiration and stuff like that. It's a very nice feeling.
Definitely.
I would definitely agree with that 100%. I'll try to pick something in terms of just like a moment in time, just to be somewhat nostalgic.
Yep.
I kind of want to. I'm kind of thinking like the Vokey thing was a bit of a big deal, like a quiet big deal. And I know it's not my favorite moment of all time. I'm just trying to think of times when like things were happening that neither of us expected, or they were beyond the reach that we thought we had built at that moment. Right. So like even this, and that's one of many times that something like that has happened. But that PGA show is a prime example for me when we talked to that Titleist rep. And he said, "No, we're going to get Bob.
Yeah, we want
we're going to get Bob
you guys and Aaron.
And Aaron is equally important. We want to have Bob and Aaron there with you guys." Mm-hmm. And at first I was kind of like, "Well, it'd be cool if it happened, but it doesn't sound likely." And like they came in and did it with us and everything. So I would say highlights when I kind of stop myself and try to appreciate what's going on, because it's very easy to get caught up in it, and it feels surreal a lot of the time. It really does. But some kind of sobering moments like that when you go, "Okay, this is quite real to me. Like this is actually." We are present in this kind of space and stuff like that is really cool. But for me, even little stuff, like I remember fun stuff from like the PGA show, like those things we'll take with us, like hilarious stuff. And even just like, not just fun, but also just like successful stuff. Acra Day is always good. Like we always have a great time at tournaments. Remember the shots we've hit and stuff like that. So
Sessions was great, wasn't it?
Sessions was a hell of a memory.
TXG
That's
Sessions.
a great point. That felt very, you know what it felt like? Kind of felt like we were starting like a little side business.
Yeah.
That's what I liked about it. We did everything. We like arranged the clubs, the quad. We got the shafts.
Wasn't it?
That's a great one. Yeah, it was a highlight because it felt very creative. We were in full control of everything, and
we got to meet 2 sets of people. We went for dinner, Nona
That's
Blue,
right.
afterwards with both sets, and got to be ourselves and hang with them, have a beer with them, and have dinner, and
that was a real
all
highlight.
that sort of stuff. That was
I agree.
awesome.
And everyone went home happy. We were fit by you for the first time and everything, and they got the taste of it.
And it was cool.
Yeah, I would say
That's
TXG Sessions Orlando was a huge highlight.
Yeah.
Huge highlight.
It really was. And the other thing for me as well, while we're sort of reminiscing, is just the amount of people, have had the chance to meet. We've talked to in the past of like, Bandit making the trip out here, and Mick Crawley, who's now, he's more than just a client. He's a dear family friend.
That's right.
Mick now, and we kind of chat, back and forward and stuff like that, and. It's just great.
It is nice. It's nice to feel a part of. Yeah, you feel a part of a huge crowd of people.
Yeah.
It's crazy, like even being on this going, is anyone in Dubai? Like the fact that there's been people saying, "Oh yeah, we'll be there," kind of thing. It's nuts.
No.
I've never even been to Dubai. Never mind having connections.
Definitely.
Amazing.
Man is saying never Whisker. No, we've never met Whisker. Not yet.
Whisker sent us a photo though.
He did.
I really enjoyed it, must say. Whisker was very quick. He heard us. What were we on the last live telling him he wanted a photo of him in action, and we've been blessed.
Neil has got a great point. When you guys went to weekly lives, we all got closer.
That's a good point. Yeah,
that's a really good
totally
point.
Agree.
Yeah, when we, you've got that that time in the week where everyone connects, and it is everyone. Like it's all the same people, isn't it? It's
a lot of the time it's
the same people.
There's 500 of you in common every time for sure. But it's good. I think lockdown number 1, we started doing minimum 1 live a week. At times we did it twice, and then obviously during this current lockdown that we're experiencing, we've done 2 a week. We won't do 2 next week because it's Christmas, but we've been heavy on them. It's good. You're absolutely right. It is. It's a much more involved process. The comments are great, but to be honest with you, I would rather spend more time on a live than sit in the comments to get feedback. I would much rather do this because it's just a more experience. A more pleasant experience for everyone.
Definitely. What we got? 4:06.
4:06. Let's take a couple more.
Let's go a few more minutes. Let's go 5, kind of 10 more minutes tops.
Love it. Okay. How much? This is a good general question for builds. How much do you recommend tipping a driver shaft versus a 3-wood shaft?
Tyden, I would say the standard that you get out of most people's mouths with the depth of the modern day loft sleeve would be 1/2 inch on the driver and an inch on the 3-wood.
Yeah.
Obviously that's customizable depending on how you want it to play, how you want it to feel, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So I would say that's the standard.
Fantastic.
Standard issue.
General recommendations.
Yep.
Jim, this is a quick, easy question I can take. So do you make money on the YouTube channel, or is it simply enhance your in-store revenue? So yes, we didn't always earn revenue.
Yeah,
probably
it took a while, eh?
A year and a half. So first year and a half, we made a big fat zero. Now we generate revenue, obviously, from the ads that you see, which YouTube controls, and we also generate revenue from our membership, which so many of you are a part of and support us. So it, to be honest, allows us to be totally agnostic. We don't need to be sponsored by anything except clothes. I mean, we don't get sponsored by clubs and stuff. So
allows us to be truly agnostic.
Yeah, and earn a living, which is fantastic. And obviously, it's good for the shop too. But it does generate its own.
It does. Yeah, I mean, I think the acknowledgement now that the brand has a voice in the industry has been fantastic. And when we go to meet with manufacturers out in Oceanside or wherever it might be, everyone's watching.
I know, it's crazy.
That's the one thing.
The number of people in the industry that have said, "I'm watching such and such video," I'm just like,
channel
"You're watching what?"
Yeah,
Crazy.
It's cool. It is very, very cool.
To you, lad.
What is the lowest round that you have ever shot, Matty boy? Saw that one a few times.
65. Once.
65.
At my own home course.
There you go. 65. Mine was 66 on a par 73.
Ooh, that's a hell of a
7 under, yeah. 7 under is my best score. This year I had 6 under a good course here at Goodwood.
Yeah.
That was good.
Goodwood's for you. We got to go to Goodwood in the spring.
I know.
Can't believe I've never played there. It's ridiculous.
100%.
Lots of new members. I'm going to do this for all of you. Thank you. There's probably at least 20 of you,
there's a ton.
Welcome. Join us. Enjoy. Diamond TB review, I imagine on the near horizon. Not this week, but coming.
What
right?
one's that?
TB, Diamond, you have...
we do, yeah. I've been testing that one for quite a while. And
another new member, there's Tom.
Until recently, I think I posted probably my fastest ever
oh yeah, that's right, that was.
ball speed. I think I was 175 or 76 with that new TB.
I forgot how long you've had that for. We've had that for a while.
Yeah, we've got 60 TX and a 60S as well. So we should bring that one up and get you to hit that one. Compare. I want to really compare that to RDX Blue and Ventus Blue.
Battle of the Blues.
I want to compare those.
Blues Brothers. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Bandit had one shot 61. Then he moved on to the back nine.
Then I finished the last 6 holes. I love those jokes. The good news about those jokes is they don't get old. It's funny.
Jack, I saw a couple of questions from yourself. Where do I get my research and where do I get my fitting information? About 15 feet from here.
Yeah.
In the bay.
So true.
In the bay. I mean, it gets to a point where, I'm far from having learned everything, but I've been doing it for 19 years. There's not too many surprises anymore. The evolution of equipment and design allows us to tighten the screws in terms of how we can impact the fit and the player and the ball flight.
So true.
I think we have access to more resources now than we've ever had before. Shaft companies like Acra, Fujikura, Mitsubishi.
To learn more about it, it's true.
Yeah.
Your development is probably accelerated, if anything.
The channel has played such a huge part. I think I talked a lot about that in Andrew Rice's coach camp presentation, was that this gave me the opportunity to have an R&D lab every single week.
Yeah, while still working and running your business.
Yeah, and having like multiple layers to that. So that was an R&D lab where I got to test shafts and heads and theories and golf balls. I mean, how many things have we found out about golf balls that we maybe didn't know how much of value was that in the fitting itself?
That alone has been like a breakthrough, hasn't it?
Absolutely huge. So
it's great. It's all part of the journey. I want to take this quickly for our pal Anthony, and then we'll probably wrap up, Our pal Anthony is asking about stiff iron shafts in the 115 to 120 range. What do you like?
So I think the money maker in that range is the Modus 120. Ooh, so 114, I think 140.6 grams is the official weight, but that is probably the most played one at that weight. I think we hit earlier today the Project X LZ 5.5.
Yes, we did. Buck 15.
Yeah.
It was nice.
Really nice, isn't it? Super smooth.
Loved it with that ZX5 Strixon head.
Little sleeper for some of you who maybe haven't tried it, but the Oban 115.
Yeah, I don't know if I've hit the 115.
Really nice.
Good one,
Really nice shaft. Yeah.
Fantastic. Okay.
Noah, I'm taking that one from you just because I love the name. I love the name Noah.
What a good name. There he is.
If you could fit any PGA Tour player, who would you fit?
Great question.
I mean, I would just love to work with Tiger. I want to work with him on his driver specifically. Like, you don't really work with Tiger in his irons. He knows exactly what he wants out of those irons.
There's no improvement to be made, is there?
You don't work with Tiger in irons. You give him what he wants on the irons. He knows exactly what he needs to do. But I would love to work with him on getting that driver really dialed in.
3-wood work would be good too.
Yeah,
you could probably work on the 3-wood too.
Yeah, I think that'd be phenomenal.
Phil would be a close second. Phil would be interesting to work with, wouldn't he? I think if he had some interesting.
Phil, and I would enjoy that for different reasons. Because he is technically minded.
Bryson would be a different animal.
Yeah, would be great to kind of just work with someone who's open to literally anything. Doing anything.
Test it.
Yeah.
I totally agree.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Shipping notifications. Some of you are receiving them. That's fantastic. Again, to the boys, you guys are doing great.
Really, really good.
I'm happy to see them. We saw the logos came out nice. They're kind of a silvery gray on them, so they look hot, very hot. One more, and then we'll pack her up for the day. Beat the traffic.
Let's see.
Dave, fitting Bryson would be a pain in the ass. Maybe at times. I think you just need to.
I'm sure it would be a challenge, but I mean,
you'd have to just allow a lot of conversation, a lot of discussion. But I mean, you're right. He's open to. He's open.
Oh yeah. And to be honest, someone like Bryson, for every question he gave you, and you had an answer, you climb the respect ladder, right? And that's what you have to do with these guys. I remember, on that range with Woodland. And getting the phone call to go work with him, 2017 Canadian Open. He had no idea who I was.
So interesting.
Zero idea.
He didn't know you.
So, obviously I get the call the day before. I'd done a little bit of prep on his stats. I'd done some prep and in-depth kind of reading on what he likes and uses. So that by the time I got to know him, I'd already painted a picture of kind of what he liked to do. And I was already prepped for some shafts and some heads, and I had ideas of how we might go about it. I just didn't know what his preferences were. So
hard to know without seeing him hit some shots, right?
Once we got a chance to do that, it was very, very quick how the learning curve went. So, I was able to kind of make very quick changes, and it instantly buys you that credibility, and they buy into what you're trying to do. And
true.
And literally within 15 minutes, he was flying at 25 yards further. He'd taken the miss out of play, and then you could see him just kind of looking back, going, okay, this is good. This is really good. So that's fun.
Yeah, it's such a different experience, isn't it? I mean, you have tons of great experiences with an average player, not to discount those.
Definitely.
But the tour player one is so unique. I don't think you'd want to only fit tour players, but cool to have one in there.
Yeah.
with some regularity, right?
Yeah. No, I wouldn't love to only work.
It would be
with
kind of
tour
dull, right?
players.
Yeah, I can understand that.
No, that wouldn't be for me.
It's fun to work with people 20 handicaps that are flexible. They want just to improve.
Yeah.
It's great.
Absolutely.
Okay, well, a final cheers to 3 years. I still can't believe it's been 3 years. This is insane.
3 years.
3 years ago today. Well, like it's so funny to think. I'm trying to think what I did that year. We filmed like once. We were like 1 or 2 shoots a month at the start or something, and then I remember coming in every week pretty quickly. It was very soon after.
But we were kind of going for 1 or 2 a week then.
Yeah, like 1 a week was going to be our goal.
We really thought it was going to be up in the content to then. And
yeah, forgot about that.
yeah, I want to take this one for Chris because
Sure,
I actually saw it in the earlier one and I want to get it for
Chris.
Chris is using a Pro Force V2 high launch. Regular 65 gram in his 78 degree, swings it quick 108 on a GC2, hits up on it. What is a good progression into stiff from this shaft? Yeah, I mean you definitely need to be in that stiff range. Yeah. Chris, I mean I'm not sure what shafts you have access to, so it's a little bit difficult for me to kind of know where to go with it. We really like that Ventus Blue stock shaft, so I think if you're into 6S, and that would be a really nice shaft for you to try.
Get one of those cheap as dirt too.
Yeah, you can get that in there as a stock option. And
if he already has one, even like you'd get a pull or something, maybe.
I'm sure.
Yeah,
I'm sure there'd be a bunch of those kicking about the internet. But when we tested those head to head, I remember you going, "This really actually is pretty good."
It is.
Yeah,
it's not a bad stock shaft by any means. If you have extreme speed, it's not great, but aside from that, it was a good option.
Really, really good stuff.
Nice.
Really good stuff. All
right, ladies and gentlemen, that was fun. I enjoyed that. Well, we've been talking about drinking on the live for 2 years. I'm glad we finally did it.
I know. We need to truly play some golf, though, don't we?
Yeah, that's next. So we should
want to do that.
We should do. We should plan our little sim round for the near future, probably post Christmas, post holidays season. Happy holidays to all of you.
Yeah, happy holidays
as they begin. Merry Christmas or whatever.
We'll see you one more time before. Before
see you guys Monday.
Yeah, we'll see you Monday.
So Monday live. Monday is like the 21st.
Yes.
Obviously, we'll take the Thursday, which is Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
So we'll see you the Monday after probably. So it just won't be twice, but we'll have videos next week. So you just won't have 2 lives next week. So
that's all.
You'll have to live without us for a day.
April is commenting. If you want a linguistic adventure, go drinking with a Scotsman.
I can only imagine.
So that's a great.
Yeah,
I would love to hear what your adventure was with that one, April. I look forward to hearing about that one.
I'm sure it was.
There's definitely a progression.
A linguistic adventure. There's the progression of here's my progression with you. It's you on your own.
Yeah.
Or like talking to me or someone else who's like American or Canadian.
Yeah.
Then there's you. Your Scottish level it increases when you talk to like Joe, your buddy at home, or your mom or something, and Trace.
Yeah.
Then there's you after some drinks, still talking to someone like Joe, and though that is a language of its own.
Yeah, that is a language.
There's tears. It's kind of like I never have trouble understanding you ever.
Nope.
Until that point when you've been drinking and you're with Joe, I was kind of like, okay, I'm gonna grab every few sentences. For the most part, you two are just like.
And actually, there's probably another level beyond that.
Yeah, so you're probably doing it for our benefit.
With the boys,
with
the boys I grew up with.
Yeah, it'd be completely unintelligible.
When that, it's you've no chance.
Slang, right?
One of my great friends who I've talked to you about many times, Larry Watson, who's the only reason I'm here sitting doing what I am today. He is the reason I'm doing what I'm doing today. He used to, when he was working for Scotty Cameron on the PGA Tour, he would come and stay with me in Scotland at my place, and he would come out with us often for nights out.
Oh boy!
And we would start out, and he's like, I would get most of it. Then I'd get bits of it, and then by the end of he would disappear by the end of the night because he'd be like, "Well, there's no point anymore."
He might as well be in a foreign country.
Yeah, he's just like, I don't understand what's happening.
That
anymore.
is the best.
And,
although, in your defense, honestly, that can happen with like my Canadian friends, just from the amount of nonsense slang. It's not like the words are on. You can't. It's not like you can't follow the words. It's just like the words have no meaning to you because they are just all nonsense.
It's good fun.
The joys of drinking.
It's good
and
fun.
living.
Well, cheers to you guys.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers to the channel. Cheers to you, Matty boy. All your hard work.
You too, pal. Thank you.
Yeah, we'll see you one more time before the holidays.
See you Monday.
And if you're not able to join us on Monday, have a great Christmas with the family.
Merry Christmas.
God knows we all deserve it this year, so
have
spend
a nice
that time.
Yeah. Spend some extra money, eat a little extra food, drink a bit extra. Just indulge yourself.
Enjoy yourselves. All right, guys, take care.
See you
See
Monday.
you again soon.